He ain't going to use the entrances. He doesn't have a road cam unless Whoopi's doing it. Whoopi is doing it. I saw it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Blackwell here, and unfortunately I'm joined alongside the dark horse Xander Seabolt.
Unfortunately?
Very unfortunately, but not so unfortunately. We have Boinkers here in the Royston Dome to open up Georgia Outlaw Wrestling Domequake.
Well, I always knew that this place was full of clowns, and that's the exact definition right there. Boinkers the clown. You know, he looks a little evil. The last time we were doing this whole outlaw thing, he came up to the table and hit my head off the table so hard he busted me open. So I'm not too fond of Boinkers, but I'm not really fond of the guys wrestling either. So
you're not too fond of anyone.
I'm especially not fond of you. I don't know why you have to sit here and do this. You're a Friday night guy, okay? You're a Friday night guy. You don't have to come out here and commentate today. I could have handled this by myself, but you insisted because I know you wanted to work with me. So we'll do this together, I guess.
Goodness, sorry, I went to sleep for a second, so I wouldn't have to hear you talk. What? Can you give me the spark notes?
You don't need the spark notes, but right here's full of spark. Luka Daniels, he's already made it from the stage to the ring, and you didn't even notice it because you were trying to make me look like an idiot.
I mean, fair enough. You do have a point there.
But no bigger idiot in this entire dome today than Luka Daniels, because he has to step into the ring with a legitimately dangerous man right there, as you can see.
Legitimately dangerous. Boinkers has made a name throughout Georgia, throughout the outlaw shows in Georgia.
Better to my left, coming in at 210 pounds, this is Boinkers! And the competitor to my right, who weighs 190 pounds, from Queens, New York, this is Luka Daniels!
Championship introductions for a semifinal match in a tournament. I love wrestling.
Leave it to Rick Page to cut me off. And
you know what? I don't like you, but he just really never shuts up, does he?
He really
seriously
does not.
Just never shuts up.
He smells like tater tots.
Okay, then.
Luka Daniels versus Boinkers, semifinal match for the inaugural GOW championship. Heavyweight championship, excuse me.
Normally I would just about, in any other situation, I would just about say that Boinkers is an underdog because of his well, the camera's running, but typically I would call him an underdog, but in this case it looks like Luka may just have a couple inches on him, so I'm hoping right here, I'm hoping that Boinkers can adapt to that a little bit more, because he's used to having to fight from up, but
yeah, Luka Daniels does have a little bit of the size advantage. He might also have a little bit of the reach advantage as well.
He does not have any of the hand advantage, though.
Well, he doesn't have the face paint advantage either.
No,
you know, war paint helps.
War paint helps.
You know what I don't understand about Luka Daniels? I trust me, I love Luka Daniels more than anyone. Maybe in this dome. He's one of my favorite wrestlers in Georgia.
Really?
If he's from Queens, New York, why does he have Washington Nationals-inspired gear?
Well, you see, Luka's what we call an idiot, and
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, it's been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing on Facebook, and he just keeps getting lambasted and keeps getting crapped on because he's a Washington Nationals fan from New York that lives in Atlanta.
Oh, look at this. Ref Slim.
He's over.
Gets the biggest cheer of the night. So far.
Great bar to set.
Yeah, great bar to set.
3 people and Rick Page have came out.
And we know for sure Rick Page didn't get the loudest cheer.
No, he couldn't sell Bambi to a group of hunters. I don't know.
Some of the things you say doesn't.
Fell apart.
And you claim yourself to be the Renaissance, and yet here you sit, just spewing nonsense.
I'm not as well-rounded as Boinkers' head there.
Well-rounded as Boinkers' head.
I'm not.
Now
as
you got to make
well-rounded
fun of the man for not having hair.
It's nothing to do with the hair. Did I say anything about the hair? You said he was bald. Everybody has a round head, don't they? Do you have an ovular head? I mean, as far as I know, almost everybody that's not got something else going on has a round head.
Speaking of Boinkers' round head, he just got drop kicked in it.
He did, and Luka Daniels, oh my God.
Rough Rider from the top rope.
1 count.
Only a 1 count.
A 1 count?
For Boinkers. Excuse me, for Luka. Boinkers able to kick out at 1.
Boink is a very resilient individual. I have, like I said, I've wrestled him in the past, and I've been around him a bunch, and he's one tough cookie.
You talk about wrestling Boinkers. If I'm not mistaken, you've also wrestled Luka Daniels a number of times.
I have wrestled Luka Daniels a number of times. In fact, he managed to get my fat ass up off the mat for about 3 seconds one time and then dropped me.
It was very, very hard, I saw.
It was not fun to take either, and Luka Daniels, that's just one thing. He is strong as an ox. It's a little bit deceptive because he is... he doesn't have the height advantage really, but he is strong as an ox. That guy can go for days and days and days lifting people up. There goes the shirt. Boinkers is not a fan of common fabric.
He's not a fan of Luka's knee right now. Putting all of his attack, or focusing his entire attack on the knee.
Good God. Kind of cleaned his clock there a little bit.
And now Luka Daniels getting choked out using the middle rope. Referee Dave Thomas right on top of it.
Oh.
Excuse me, Ref Slim, I should say.
He doesn't like to be called Dave. Oh.
I'm aware.
That's something I haven't seen in a while, a foot DDT.
Boinkers inspired by the old school style of wrestling, clearly.
Or just don't say anything. I mean,
well, I was in response to the foot DDT being an old school maneuver.
It is an old school maneuver. And speaking of old school maneuvers, it looks like Luka may be unintentionally oil checking Boinkers right now.
Certain things should be kept to ourselves, Xander.
I'm calling the action. I see it and I call it.
Call what you see, I guess. Boinkers.
This is professional wrestling, Blake. I know on Fridays you don't have commentary partners as eccentric as I am, but...
Eccentric is certainly the word.
It's a word that I used.
Oh, elbow drop missed entirely by Boinkers. And could this be the opening Luka Daniels needed?
Pile driver? He was going to do it, but that knee, he can't. The knee won't hold out for him.
Huge.
Jeez.
Right clothesline, right-handed clothesline.
Smizak off of that one.
Cover on Luka. This could be it. And just barely able to kick out at the count of 2 is Luka Daniels.
Now, that is not necessarily sound strategy. Boinkers gave him that huge clothesline. It sounded fantastic. It looked great. It looked like he took his head off, but then he just kind of sat there before he pinned him. And I think if he had pinned him right after that clothesline, we may be seeing Boinkers in the finals.
Absolutely. There was no urgency there.
Well, when you're a clown, you don't have a lot of urgency. It's really a methodical thing.
Very true.
I guess. I've never been a clown before.
I mean, I think you're a clown, but that's neither here nor there. Luka Daniels and Boinkers trading shots. Back and forth.
Here we go. Here we don't. Here we go. Holy crap. Whoa.
Luka Daniels with some strong people stuff.
That was a nice, he's not Samoan. I guess it would be a Yankee drop?
Yankee drop, however you want to say it.
Or, yeah.
Either way, planting Boinkers. And now the Royston Dome fully behind Luka Daniels, trying to will him back to his feet.
Here we go. Not quite.
Boinkers able to sweep the leg.
Oh, good God.
Goodness, pile driver.
That is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. God, he kicked him in the gut twice.
Luka Daniels with a punctuation victory with that pile driver, but you have to think, now he has to wrestle later tonight, but his knee very clearly injured by Boinkers throughout this match. Will that come into play later on tonight?
Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we already have his opponent. I believe he won. He got straight to the semifinals last show. I think it's Caleb Crocker. That's
it is
worrying.
indeed Caleb Crocker.
That is worrying. Caleb Crocker is a mean go-getter, man.
He's a very intelligent wrestler as well.
Very intelligent. And I'm not sure if that knee that Luka survives